right?
Look at this. Star Wars Outlaws.
Got to learn how to copy and paste right. There we go.
Take your time.
Yep.
But was anybody going to buy Concord here? Did anybody know it existed? DI want easy jobs like in offices without labor-intensive work, as if no one else has ever had to do labor-intensive work. You get developers at the place. They think that's what everybody else had. They have this myth about what all like being a gaming programmer, where it's one of the hardest jobs you can have.
Yeah.
These talk about crunch, and I don't even necessarily agree with some of those practices. I don't know. Oh, wait, are you talking about this game, Jesse Garhardo? Star Wars Outlaws. I don't know. Some people like it. They say you have to stick with it past like 6 hours and it gets better. Anyway,
that's not a great selling point.
Star Wars Outlaws may have reviewed okay enough, but it may not have sold enough. If Ubisoft's recently stock decline is any indication, Ubisoft shares are now down 13.5% in the wake of the launch of Star Wars Outlaws, which analysts say has failed to meet sales targets. The game was officially released on August 30th, which is when the sharp decline started, part of a larger overall decline of 43% this past year. Reuters reports J.P. Morgan and Daniel Kervin saying that Star Wars Outlaws has struggled to meet our sales expectations despite positive critical reviews and lowered sales expectations for 7.5 million units down to 5.5 million units from the current fiscal year. The hope was clearly that this big budget first ever open world Star Wars game would be a huge boon to Ubisoft.
Now, wait a minute. Pause right there. Open world Star Wars game. Looking at this little, crop of the cover.
Yeah.
Would you know this was Star Wars if you didn't know what we were talking about?
No.
There's nothing about this that says Star Wars.
No.
This is generic sci-fi.
It maybe has Star Wars on the title, but taken it by the picture itself, no, I don't. It doesn't look like Star Wars.
Exactly right.
Oh, Star Wars Outlaws had $150 per order for the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition include like a TIE fighter in the background, so you know it was Star Wars.
Yeah, good.
Because it takes place between Empire and Jedi. So, in fact, Darth Vader's in the game apparently in some scenes.
Oh, jeez.
So, different guy voicing him, but anyway, let's move on. Again, Star Wars Outlaws reviewed fine, even positively. A 76 Metascore is generally viewed as good in the grand scheme of the gaming industry, if not trending toward an average in the world of AAA releases. But that's in the bottom half of Ubisoft's franchise catalog over the last 10 years, and for some, it's just not the Star Wars game they wanted. Disclaimer, myself included, who set it down after feeling few too many hours of awkward stealth. There are also reports that Ubisoft's would-be large-scale PvP shooter X-Defiant is bleeding players, going from an Ubisoft record of 1 million uniques to 8 million total in the first week, down to reported 20,000 concurrent players on all platforms. That's a disaster. It's not Concord level bad, but this is the same week that saw the complete and total shutdown of PvP shooter Concord. I think PvP shooters, the market is dying on this, or at least maybe it's saturated. Maybe that's what it is. Ubisoft has one last card to play in 2024, the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Which Nate is saying, after Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, I might just buy Ubisoft because the stock will be worth $2.
It will probably
and Jesse points out, he says the battle droids is a commando droid from the Clone Wars. I'm sorry. Now that you say that, I kind of, if I squint...
From the cartoon show?
Twist my eyes a little bit, I can kind of see that, but it looks like he's got this squat head. It doesn't say battle droid to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't see Roger there,
Well, maybe there were other droids. I mean, there was a ton of crap in Revenge of the Sith. Maybe he was in the background.
The point is that if this is from some, background shot or some, extraneous EU type of thing, most people are going to do like me and go, I don't see Star Wars here. Yeah.
Maybe if that had been an Ewok on her shoulder or something.
But I think Darkwoods makes the best point, goes right to the heart of the matter. There are several game-breaking glitches in Outlaws. There is nothing that pisses gamers off more than I can't play this fucking game because it's glitched to shit.
There were a lot different of them. Okay. I don't know. Troy, the commando droid is different from the standard B1 battle droid. Yes.
Well,
so
that's
probably...
fine, but where would I have seen these guys before? Where are these commando droids from?
Oh, they were the cartoons. They were from the cartoons.
Okay, so I had to watch some what I consider non-canon, streaming only thing to even know about.
Well, Clone Wars was on regular TV.
Was it? Okay.
Before the final season was on Disney+.
I've seen most of Clone Wars, but I don't remember these little details like this. And if this is what you're banking on for this to look like Star Wars, keep in mind, you guys are all like the super fans of the prequel era and whatnot. If you're just a casual gamer, casual Star Wars fan, this ain't going to pull you in.
Well, yeah, but this is supposed to be original trilogy era.
And I never watched Bad Batch. I have no interest in Bad Batch.
Yes.
I've become less and less interested in anything Dave Filoni has had to do with Star Wars.
The actress made ugly as a woke nut. Yeah, the actress they based her on is a good looking lady. I don't know why they didn't just use her actual
likeness. Yeah,
but apparently, yeah, she was going a little. She was attacking the fans recently. That was another thing, which I don't know. She was hoping they were going to do a Disney Plus series out of this game or something. I remember she was talking about.
Well, after what they did with Ahsoka, like giving live action roles to all the cartoon characters, everybody is thinking, oh, if I can get, be a cartoon character, I can become live action. That's the Disney way, right?
Most games have day one patch. Yes, they do. I love Clone Wars. A lot of people do. I'm not picking on it.
I certainly like the earlier Clone Wars. I've always said that that cartoon series filled in the story that we didn't get in the movies. The movies were insufficient to convey the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
but
you said it showed that Anakin had a lot of PTSD from that. Wasn't that? Yeah. Was that brought up on the show?
Yeah, and I think that's great character development. Yeah. I think you could have completely done away with the whole first movie, the whole Phantom Menace thing, and it should have started
with him, as an adult or young adult,
as a Padawan already, And if you want to drop a line or two about his history as a slave and any of that, fine, do that. But we could have gotten 3 whole movies with a full character arc for this guy. And no, and more of the elements that we saw in the cartoon series.
Yeah, I guess we're pretty much done with the Star Wars thing. I'm saying
users.
Yes.
My advice to y'all: go pick up the Star Wars Dark Forces remaster. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Very nice. You know what I thought was interesting about the Dark Forces remaster? How you set up a credible villain in those cutscenes. How the guy. Darth Vader's like, he made this new, I guess, the Dark Trooper, and he's like, you had better hope so, or the Emperor will be displeased. He says something like that about his new thing. And then he gives Lord Vader a demonstration, and he sends one of the Dark Troopers down, a few of the Dark Troopers down, and they totally like mess up an entire city on the surface and, quell a rebellion. And then Lord Vader says, the Emperor will be pleased. Thank you, Lord Vader. And basically, the whole point of that scene is, though, if this guy is even on some level won Vader's respect, this is going to be a credible villain for your main character to fight till at the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
That was the point of that scene. So, well, R.I.P. Star Wars. You can still enjoy the old stuff, and like I said, Dark Forces. Check out the Dark Forces.